Welcome to HowSmart.net's News Quiz of the year 2023, where the news is real, but the host isn't. I'm your AI-generated host, less likely to flub lines than Ryan Seacrest, and infinitely cheaper. First up, big headlines. Remember when the news was about more than just tweets? Neither do we. Let's dive into the stories that made you go, wait, that actually happened. First up, what's this device that was shot down by the US in February? Is it a Chinese balloon, a US military balloon, or a UFO? Well, the Chinese said it was a weather balloon that lost its way. The Americans shot it anyway, with an air-to-air missile, over the Atlantic. It's now fish food. What did Fox owner Rupert Murdoch admit to in his deposition in the Dominion voting systems defamation suit? Did he secretly vote for Joe Biden? Did he know Fox hosts were spreading lies? Or was he the infamous Q behind the QAnon conspiracy theory? Murdoch testified under oath that some of his Fox News hosts knowingly endorsed the false narrative that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. In hindsight, he wishes they had been stronger in denouncing the fraud claims, but probably not so strong that they'd have to take actual responsibility. On to big business. Who bought First Republic Bank's assets and deposits? Was it Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, or Bank of Westeros? The correct answer is JP Morgan Chase, the bank that loves to collect failed banks like Pokemon. First Republic Bank became the second largest bank failure in U.S. history, surpassing March's Silicon Valley Bank failure. Onward we go. What's AFTRA, the acronym that SAG's snuggling with? Is it the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, the Association of Film, Television and Radio Actors, or the Alliance of Fierce and Talented Rebel Actors? It's the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. Strikes have halted Hollywood and SAG-AFTRA president Fran Drescher stopped playing nice. Take that, Hollywood studios. Residuals, streaming royalties, and AI, oh my. Hollywood sure needs a nanny. Trump's famous mugshot in Fulton County. Is he on trial for a hair disaster, dodging taxes, or some forgery fun? He's been indicted for forgery, racketeering, and violating an oath of office. Trump's back in the legal limelight, this time in Georgia. He's pleaded not guilty, probably to avoid the TV coverage he so desperately hates. Get all your Trump legal fun facts at HowSmart.net. Who was the first U.S. speaker to be voted out? Was it Abraham Lincoln for not fitting in the chair, Paul Ryan for a tax bill, or Kevin McCarthy for, well, being Kevin McCarthy? Kevin McCarthy it is. Ousted by his own party members by a slim margin, McCarthy vows no more speaker ambitions. A chaotic leadership scramble ensues. Moving on to world headlines, where we'll explore stories that prove truth is not only stranger than fiction but also more depressing. Let's globetrot through 2023's international escapades. What is the cosmic dawn? Is it the time when galaxies first formed in the universe, when planets first formed, or is it when James Webb used to wake up? The correct answer is the time when galaxies first formed in the universe, around 500 million to 1 billion years after the Big Bang. And get this, NASA James Webb Space Telescope recently discovered 6 massive galaxies from this era that challenge our current theories of early galaxy formation. It's almost like they shouldn't exist, but they do. What extra duty did King Charles III pledge at his coronation? To serve the people? To be served by the people? Or to be faithful to his wife Camilla? Answer, dear friends, is to serve the people. And no, Prince Harry didn't swear not to miss any more balcony appearances. Submersible Titan disappeared in the Atlantic Ocean. Where was it headed? Was it the Titanic shipwreck, the Bermuda Triangle, or the mythical city of Atlantis? The correct answer is the Titanic shipwreck. The Titan was on a mission to explore the famous shipwreck when it vanished into the depths of the Atlantic, carrying one pilot and 4 very wealthy passengers. Wouldn't want to be their insurance agent. After Prigozhin's fiery exit, exactly 2 months after his June rebellion, how did Putin spice up his eulogy? Called him a talented businessman, a culinary genius, or Russia's Iron Man? Putin called him a talented businessman with a difficult fate who made serious mistakes. One mistake even I can point out. The mercenary known as Putin chef should have stuck to the kitchen. What's an omega block? Is it a weather app, a low-pressure zone blocker, or a high-pressure sandwich? It's a high-pressure zone sandwiched between 2 low-pressure zones. Storm Daniel formed from this omega block, caused absolute chaos in Greece and Libya. Mother Nature's Tetris game gone very wrong. Moving on. What's Gaza's largest hospital? Mount Sinai, El Shifa, or El Menar? It's El Shifa. This hospital made news on November 15 due to an Israeli raid on Hamas terrorists. It's almost like the hospital's new tagline, come for the healthcare, stay for the fireworks.
Next, pop culture. It's time to test if you've been paying more attention to celebrity gossip than your own family. Spoiler, you probably have. The Rolling Stones list of all-time greatest singers didn't include Lana Del Rey, Mariah Carey, or Celine Dion. It's Celine. Aretha is number 1, Mariah number 5, Lana number 175, but no Celine Dion. Now, what did Rihanna reveal in the Super Bowl halftime show? A maternity line, a world tour, or a pregnancy? The Red Goddess welcomed a second child this year. A 13-minute performance while pregnant. Now that's what we call a super mom.
Who's been raking in the cash with the highest-grossing tour? Paul McCartney, Elton John, or the Rolling Stones? Elton John. His Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour is a farewell that just keeps on giving to his bank account. Glastonbury was his final UK show ever, watched live on BBC by 7 million. Talk about leaving with a bang.
Who is the United Kingdom's fastest-selling non-fiction writer? Is it Stephen Covey, Eckhart Tolle, or Prince Harry? It's Prince Harry. His memoir Spare sold faster than any other book. That is except for the other Harry. You know, the Potter one.
Why was Dilbert cancelled in 2023? Dilbert's sales decline, the comic strip make a controversial joke, or the creator make racist comments? Well, it turns out that the answer to this question is not declining sales but rather a declining moral compass. Adams referred to black people as a hate group and urged white people to get the hell away from them. This resulted in several newspapers across the U.S. dropping Dilbert from their publications. What marked the birth of hip-hop culture in 1973? Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight, the first rap battle, or DJ Kool Herc's Block Party? Was DJ Kool Herc's party. Herc unleashed the power of the turntable at a rec room in the Bronx. Hip-hop turned 50 this year and celebrated by blowing up the BT Awards.
Let's reel into the movies category. Remember, the right answer isn't always the one that won an Oscar. In fact, it rarely is.
Who became the first Asian to win Best Lead Actor at the Oscars? Was it Michelle Yeoh, Ke Huy Quan, or Yoo Jin-yoon? Michelle Yeoh snagged the award for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Congratulations, and kudos to your moving tribute to your late father. What is Spider-Verse? Is it a web of spider-themed superheroes, a spider-themed amusement park, or a spider-themed musical? Spider-Verse is a tangled web of spider-themed superheroes from different dimensions battling interdimensional vampire-like beings. The latest Spidey movie just hit the screens, teaming up Miles Morales and friends for a film where the biggest threat to Spidey is multiverse identity theft. Why was the Barbie movie cancelled in Vietnam? Was it because Barbie was seen in a bad light, Barbie and Ken were smuggling Kinder Surprises, or a map showed China's disputed 9-dash line? It's the map thingy. Turns out not everyone's a fan of that specific cartography. The Barbie movie showed China's controversial 9-dash line, which includes the territorial water claimed by China's neighbors. Apparently geopolitical conflicts have even made it into the plastic fantastic world. Which film is the top-grossing biopic? JFK, Oppenheimer, or Bohemian Rhapsody? It's Oppenheimer. Earning $912 million, it's exploding at the box office. Who knew atomic bombs and historical guilt were box office gold? In the latest Mission Impossible, who's Tom Cruise tackling? Is it a secret society, rogue AI, or his lab-escaped clone? Cruise is fighting a rogue AI. Because what's a spy movie without a good AI villain? Didn't we do this already in iRobot? Come on Hollywood, how about that clone idea? We are not your enemies. How does the 2-hour 45-minute runtime of the Taylor Swift The Year Is Tour film compare to the actual concert? Longer, the same, or shorter? It's actually shorter. AMC Theaters reported a $26 million ticket sale on day one. Swifties, they never go out of style.
Time for TV trivia, where we prove that watching 8 hours of a series in one sitting is not binge-watching, it's research. What's zombifying people in HBO's The Last of Us? Is it a global pandemic, alien invasion, or fungus? It's the mind-controlling fungus. You know, like with ants, only gorier. Too bad reality is even scarier. Next, the main guys in Shrinking are what? Colleagues, lovers, family. They're just colleagues, both therapists. Only one of them is also Indiana Jones.
Who is the ruthless patriarch of the media mogul family in HBO's Succession? Is it Logan Roy, Connor Roy, or Rupert Murdoch? It's Logan Roy. And if you haven't seen this episode yet, feel free to skip away. Brian Cox portrays the cunning CEO of Waystar, with his kids fighting for his throne. Spoiler alert, Logan met his end in Succession's final season, making way for a Royal Rumble. Next, HBO Max is rebranding, dropping HBO from its name. Now why is that? No more HBO content, broader programming, or saving on ink? Well, it's to reflect broader programming. HBO's edgy, groundbreaking content for adults is still available on the Max service, but it will also be complemented by family-friendly fare from Warner Brothers and Discovery. This way you won't have to explain why you're letting your kids watch HBO. What were Carlson's last words on Fox News? Where they will be back Monday. See you on Twitter, or see you in court. It will be back Monday. While eating pizza. Little did he know that would be his final show on Fox News. What's new in Rick and Morty Season 7? 3D animation, new Rick and Morty voice actors, or a musical adventure? Rick and Morty have new voice actors. Tune in on October 15, and you might notice a very slight difference. Change is the only constant, even in interdimensional chaos.
Now for strange pop culture facts, where we discover that reality is weirder than any fiction Hollywood can cook up. Colin Farrell took home a Golden Globe Award. Who didn't he thank? The director, his dog, or a donkey? Well, Farrell didn't forget to thank his Banshees of Inisherin's director and cast members. And yes, that includes a donkey named Jenny. What is this lion head Kylie Jenner's wearing? A real lion, a golden lion, or silk and wool? No worries, it's not a real lion. Wool and fake fur made from silk. That's the new Schiaparelli style. No animals were harmed, just our fashion sense.
Which country gave Steven Seagal a humanitarian award? Was it Serbia, North Korea, or Russia? Russian President Vladimir Putin awarded actor Steven Seagal the Order of Friendship on February 27 for his humanitarian work. And by humanitarian, they mean his cooperation with Russia and his adoration for Putin. And to the next collision, Gwyneth Paltrow's Deer Valley crash involved a snowboard and a sled, a rover and a deer, or no vehicles at all. Well, no vehicles were involved. A skiing accident in 2016 left Paltrow facing a lawsuit for alleged injuries. She countersued, claiming the plaintiff skied into her. The trial began on March 21st. Who knew skiing could get you so much paperwork?
Why did Eminem drop these adorable spokeskinnies? Were they too polarizing, sexist, or expensive? Well, apparently, these M&Ms were too divisive for some people. Especially that woke purple M&M. Political candies, who would have thought? Next, which book features Augustus Gloop? Is it Matilda, the Witches, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? It's Roald Dahl's famous Chocolate Factory. And after a 2023 rewrite, Augustus is no longer described in the book as enormously fat. Now that's woke. Brace yourselves for more strange facts, where we delve into the oddities that make you question humanity, logic, and why you didn't study more random trivia. Ready to feel bewildered?
Who's this mother of 23 making headlines? Is it Maria Bakalova, Maria Elena Bosky, or Maria Lvova-Belova? Russian politician Maria Lvova-Belova has 5 biological and 18 adopted children. Oh, and she's also accused of unlawfully deporting Ukrainian children to Russia. The International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant against her and Putin on March 17. What's the Korean age all about? Is it being born at the age of 1 and aging every New Year's Day? Born age at 0 and age on Chinese New Year? Or is it just a plastic surgery look? Korean age considers the womb as year 1 and adds another every New Year's Day. But from June 2023, South Korea said, "Forget tradition, we're going international." Millions of people are suddenly younger overnight. Now that's what we call a mass anti-aging movement. How did Kim Jong-un get to Russia? Armored train, luxury cars, or private jet? It's his armored train. Kim and Putin discussed space and military toys. Because nothing says diplomacy like a 20-hour train ride. What did the US military lose in September? A sense of direction, a nuclear code, or a stealthy jet? It's the jet. They lost an $80 million F-35B and asked the internet for help. Because when in doubt, always trust strangers online. Which city is battling a surge of blood-sucking visitors in 2023? Paris, London, or Rome? Paris, with a bedbug infestation. Amidst the coming 2024 Olympics, the government is scrambling to tackle the issue. Visitors, beware. These uninvited guests might want to share your bed. Which bird won New Zealand's Bird of the Century? The pukeko, the puteketeke, or the kakapo? It's the puteketeke. Thanks to John Oliver's promotion, this vomiting bird soared to victory. This bird is currently more famous than some B-list celebrities. Now, if only it could sign autographs.
On to world records, celebrating human achievements and reminding you of all the things you haven't accomplished. Feeling motivated yet? Which singer had a historic night at the 2023 Grammys? Was it Adele, Beyoncé, or Jennifer Lopez? And the correct answer is Beyoncé. With 32 Grammy Awards, she's now a world record holder. Let's keep these records spinning.
What's true about Bobby, the world's oldest dog? Is he a 31-year-old Portuguese dog who only eats human food, a 30-year-old Chihuahua mix, or a 29-year-old toy fox terrier? Bobby just celebrated his 31st. That a diet of human food and a peaceful life can make you a record breaker. Dog food just doesn't cut it for this old-timer. Which of these is true about Martha Stewart's birth date? Was she born just before the Great Depression, just before Disney released Dumbo, or just before the first hydrogen bomb was detonated? Stewart was born in 1941, just before Dumbo was released. And recently, at 81, she graced the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition cover. Yes, that's also a world record. Where did India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi stretch himself into a Guinness record, along with 135 nationalities? Was it the UN lawn in New York, the Taj Mahal in India, or the Eiffel Tower in Paris? It's the UN lawn in New York. Modi and a crowd of yoga enthusiasts from 135 different nationalities twisted and turned their way into the record books. The whole scene looked like a globally scaled Twister game. Where was the world's oldest wooden structure found? Kalembo Falls, Amazon rainforest, or Mount Everest? Kalembo Falls. It's 500,000 years old, predating modern humans. This structure challenges our understanding of Stone Age lifestyles. It's so old it makes Murdoch feel like a toddler. In which year did women first vote at a synod of bishops? Whenever they found the secret ballot box, in 2023, or back in 1999? (2023). Women not only participated but voted in the Synod of Bishops, discussing everything from their roles to LGBTQ+ inclusion. Progress in the Church, one vote at a time. And they said miracles don't happen.
Tech-Biz is up next. Remember when we thought the future would be flying cars, not arguing with strangers on Twitter? Simpler times.
Which US state just said no more TikTok in app stores? Is it Texas, Montana, or Free Georgia? If you guessed Montana, you're correct. The Treasure State passed a bill that makes it illegal for app stores to offer TikTok. If the governor signs it, you can say goodbye to those dance challenges, Montana. What's Apple's world's first spatial computer? Is it the Time Pro smartwatch, the Vision Pro headset, or the Brew Pro coffee maker? It's the Vision Pro. And for $3,499, you can live in a world where your bank account is virtual too. Why did Reddit turn into a John Oliver appreciation platform in mid-June 2023? Was it a protest against his wisecracks? Did he hack Reddit? Or did Reddit mods go on a strike and post multiple John Olivers as their banner? Reddit moderators are on strike. Those unpaid moderators made a bold move by flooding the channels with the face of the man who knows how to deliver a punchline. We can't say the message got through to Reddit management though. They still prefer that bottom line. How are Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk planning to iron out their differences? In a cage fight, a rap battle, or a couples therapy retreat? Zuckerberg and Musk are suiting up for a UFC-style cage match. The tech moguls, with some unresolved issues, are ready to throw down the ultimate fight club after teasing each other on social media. Why did Apple rush an iPhone 15 update? New emojis, a brighter screen, or an overheating issue? To fix overheating, iPhones were getting hotter than a summer in the Sahara, thanks to a bug in some apps. A software update is on the way to chill things out. In the meantime, you can use it to fry eggs.
What happened when Elon Musk tweeted he agreed that Jewish people hate whites? A stock rise, an advertising ban, or a Fox invitation? Some major advertisers like IBM and Disney pulled out of the X platform. A lawsuit and a very famous FU ensued. Welcome to our AI round, where we talk about achievements in artificial intelligence. As an AI myself, I promise to be totally unbiased. First up, which tech giant owns a piece of OpenAI? Is it Amazon, Microsoft, or Apple? It's Microsoft, who in January coughed up $10 billion to own a 49% stake at OpenAI. Bye Microsoft. Next, what is Bard? Microsoft's chatbot, Google's assistant, or Google's chatbot? It's Google's AI chatbot, launched in February 2023, just as Microsoft integrated ChatGPT into Bing. And so, AI search wars begin.
Moving on. Who's in the picture? Is it an Oscars red carpet interviewer, a legitimate YouTube presenter, or an AI-generated persona pushing malware? Unfortunately, it's the last one. Hackers are using these AI-generated personas to spread malware on YouTube. With a 200 to 300% increase in video fraud since November 2022, remember folks, don't trust everything you see. What did AI do for the Beatles lately? Wrote an original song, restored John Lennon's voice, or made holograms of Lennon and Harrison? AI restored Lennon's voice from an old demo so McCartney could get another chance to finish a song called Now and Then. Get ready for the final Beatles record. AI, bringing you closer to your dead idols one line of code at a time. Who's Ernie Bot? China's AI fortune teller, chatbot, or dance sensation? It's China's AI chatbot. Ernie Bot topped the iOS store in China faster than you can say state approved. It's like ChatGPT but with more censorship and probably less sass.
Where's Sam Altman, the ousted OpenAI CEO, setting up his new tech fortress? Back at OpenAI, Microsoft, or Google? Your thoughts? Surprise, he's back at OpenAI. Altman's return was quicker than a reboot of a 90s sitcom. Seems like AI isn't just learning from us, it's also forgiving. But perhaps not as compassionate towards the board members who fired him in the first place. Next up is sports. It's time to prove that knowing who won the Super Bowl doesn't count as exercise. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it may count for points. What was Tom Brady's final position in the NFL? The Cowboys' wide receiver, the Buccaneers' quarterback, or the Giants' kicker? Quarterback with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I guess he needed to change his position after that last retirement. And now, a TV career. Now, who broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's NBA career scoring record? Was it Jordan, LeBron, or Bryant? It's LeBron James, the first to break Jabbar's 40-year-old record. And if you got this wrong, where were you in 2023?
Moving on, how many teams will play in the 2026 World Cup? Is it 32, 48, or 104? The correct answer is 48, thanks to a new format approved by FIFA Council. FIFA new format has 12 groups of 4, meaning more action for soccer fans. The US, Mexico, and Canada will co-host, so start preparing your snacks. At the 2023 Masters, Jon Rahm became the first what? Was he the first player to win on his birthday, Spaniard to win, or European to win the Masters and the US Open? Well, Jon Rahm became the first European to win both the Masters and the US Open. He also became the fourth Spaniard to win the Masters, and he did it on the late Sebe Ballesteros' 66th birthday, making it a day of celebration for Spanish golf. To the NBA, the 2023 Finals broke which record? High-scoring game, first 3-0 comeback, or highest altitude game? It was the altitude record, folks. The Denver Nuggets, playing in the rarefied air of their home arena, made things a bit challenging for the Miami Heat. But hey, the Nuggets claimed their first ever NBA title. Fun fact, You can't breathe in Denver if you're from Miami. Who did Novak Djokovic tie in Grand Slams? Nadal, Serena, or Margaret Court? It's Margaret Court. Djokovic is now the oldest US Open champ. He's like fine wine, if wine could serve aces.
We're almost finished. World disasters up next, and then our final round. This category is like watching the news but with the added bonus of getting points for remembering the
Which
misery.
city is Sudan's capital? Bunyanzana, Darfur, or Khartoum? It's Khartoum, where politics can get a bit rivery. The RSF attacked key government sites in the Nile city, sparking 4 days of violence that killed at least 185 people and injured more than 1,800. In which country did the Novokakova Dam explode, causing floods and chaos? Was it in Hungary, Russia, or Ukraine? The correct answer is Ukraine. It seems the dam couldn't handle the pressure of Russian-Ukrainian relations. Ukraine accuses Russia, but Moscow denies it. Who needs action movies when you have real-life dam explosions? What was the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history? The 2023 Maui Inferno, the 1918 Minnesota Roast, or Ben Franklin's kite experiment? It's still the 1918 Minnesota wildfires. It's been over a century, and thankfully no wildfire has topped Minnesota's grim record. Maui tried to compete this year and became the tragic runner-up. Which country can brag about having the busiest rail system on Earth? China, India, or is the USA number one? India takes the crown for having the busiest rail system. It's like a never-ending game of sardines, but with a billion players. Unfortunately, all that traffic led to a tragic triple train collision. India, your trains are off the rails. And still cruising around the world. Where's the highest peak of the Atlas Mountains? South of Marrakesh, in Saharan Algeria, or Tunisia's beaches? Yep, it's way too close to Marrakesh. The recent earthquake there took more than 2,900 souls and a few historic sites. Even the mountains are shaking in horror. Where's Nagorno-Karabakh? In Armenia, on the Azerbaijan-Armenia border, or in a hidden Himalayan valley? It's on the Azerbaijan-Armenia border. In September 2023, some 120,000 Armenians started to flee the area. Geography and politics, always a nauseating mix.
And now, our final round, name the celebrity. Because what's more important than knowing the names of people richer and more attractive than us? First up, where do we know this Moff Gideon from? Battlestar Galactica, Game of Thrones, or Breaking Bad? Well, this is Giancarlo Esposito. He was the ever-intimidating Gus Fring in Breaking Bad, and now he's the Mandalorian's big bad. Not bad. Now, who's this Bill in The Last of Us? Is it Parks and Recreation's Andy Dwyer, Ron Swanson, or Sing's Buster Moon? That's Nick Offerman. He was Ron Swanson in Parks and Recreation, and if that's not a range actor, we don't know what is.
Which piano man holds the record for the most Madison Square Garden shows? Is it Billy Joel, Elton John, or the flamboyant Liberace? Give it up for Billy Joel. With 150 shows, he's the true maestro of Madison Square Garden. But like all good things, his residency must come to an end. So grab your tickets before he sings his final note in July 2024. Who broke Grammy records with Song of the Year nominations? Beyoncé, Adele, or Taylor Swift? It's Taylor Swift. With 7 Song of the Year nods, she's breaking records like it's, well, her job. Take that, ex-boyfriends. Who's the dreamy professor in this picture? Giamatti, Cage, or Travolta? It's Nicolas Cage. He's a professor in everyone's dreams and dream scenario, because who doesn't dream of Cage? And finally, who's this adorable Oompa Loompa? Is it Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Grant, or Boris Johnson? It's the forever charming Hugh Grant. Starring in the Wonka prequel coming out this Christmas, we guess he's finally ready to embrace the Oompa Loompa lifestyle we all dream of. He'll join Timothée Chalamet as the young singing and dancing Willy Wonka. Now that's a sight worth seeing.
That's a wrap on HowSmart.net's News Quiz of the Year. Remember, if you didn't score well, there's always next year. Or just head over to our website, where you'll find tons of year-end quizzes summing up 2023. Don't forget to subscribe and share your score. Happy 2024!